Yeah, my wonderful people, greetings to you all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Please make on do what? Make on calm down. Listen to this very important news where I carry come this morning for my Biafran families and the lovers of the Biafran freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no brothers or sisters in this Biafran struggle. IPOB then carry Ubenga Waka come the same warning. Give the family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB leader, say made them come out and for anything that had to do with the Biafran struggle, the lawyers, and everything that got to do with the finance of the world of the organization. So my wonderful people, you don't hear them, that's all the thing take be. And here we go take carry our waka this morning, will be Thursday, 22nd of June, in the month of 2023. There we go. So make on do what? Make on calm down. Just sit down the look because I have a lot on my on my bookshelf for my fans, my viewers, and also my subscribers. If you never subscribe, this is the right time for you to do that. Make sure you share, like, and also comment this video. I want you to let it go viral. Let's see if we can be able to get 15 to 20,000 views in this particular video. Make on hear the news in details. Let's go straight to the reason why we are here this morning. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has on Wednesday stated that the lead counsel of its leader, Nnamdi Kanu, Michael Tekome, and Ifeanyi Ejiofor have not been sacked by anybody. The spokesman of the pro-Biafra group, Ima Powerful, informed the public that the statement credited to Kanu's family members that Ozekome and Ejiofor have been sacked should be disregarded as false. Powerful argued that Ozekome, Mike, and Aloysius Ejiofor are IPOB lawyers, hence they cannot be sacked by anybody. Speaking via a statement, the IPOB spokesman warned those spreading the rumor to be desist or to desist from the act because it is what it is not good. He warned the agitator family members against trying to sabotage Kanu's release under the pretense of being his brother and sisters. A statement by Powerful reads, IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who engage these dependable legal luminaries, are very confident in their legal prowess, and they can do anything to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu regains his freedom unconditionally. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, Biafrans and lovers of Biafran freedom across the world should ignore the purported statement from the so-called brothers of our leader, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu regards IPOB members as his brothers and sisters in the wide whole world. The legal representation or contract between IPOB, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Prof. Michael Ozekome, son and sir, Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor is still intact. They are not a Kanu's family lawyers, but IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer. So the lawyer Ifeanyi Ejiofor and Mike can never in any way be lawyer for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family. Rather, they are for Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB in general. So in other hands, we encourage our lead counsels and other members of the legal team not to be distracted or discouraged in their fight for the unconditional release of Onyendu, the Hamadike one of Igbo land, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from the DSS dungeon as the courts have ordered. The agenda of IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's enemies is to get the lead counsel angry and abandon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu at the point that he did the most. Their agenda is dead on arrival, as the lead counsel are not amateur to intimidation and blackmail of any sort, according to Ima Powerful. On the other hand, though, we don't carry waka. Go to the second paragraph, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu once said publicly, in this Biafran struggle, I have no brothers and no sisters except IPOB members. Therefore, the so-called brother claiming of speaking for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon is making a jest of himself. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in detention because of his family, but because of the Biafran freedom and the Biafran people. Everybody must be careful because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has gone beyond Kanu's family. He is a leader and the face of Biafra. In fact, he is a leader of over 75 to 80 million inhabitants of the southeastern region, which is the Biafran land. He is a national asset for Biafrans and must be protected from wolverines and jackals of all time. Now so, Ima Powerful take talk. Tension so, as kidnappers return to Enugu, Ugwogo, and Nike to Soka Road. My brothers and sisters, as this new dispensation of government don't enter, with this day everything goes subside. But it seems like Latino, it don't decrease day in, day out. I beg you, what are the works of our newly elected or appointed chief of staff? Everything wey don dey happen for this government, my dear brothers and sisters, it have been programmed long ago, even before this day. Fear has gripped commuters in Enugu State following the reported return of the kidnappers to the Enugu Ugwuogo Nike Nsukka Road. Daily Post record that late last year, kidnappers took over the road and abducted travelers on daily basis. The climax was the abduction of a former secretary to the Enugu State government, Dr. San Shere, as well as some students of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka UNN. And as with the Katakata they go, security was then highlighted along the road, with all the surrounding bushes cleared for visibility. However, it has now been reported that the kidnappers are back, taking travelers hostage daily on that very road. A Facebook user, Senator Chinjinkem Ugwanyi, who narrated the latest development road, they have started again at Opi Nsukka at Ugwuogo Road yesterday and the day before yesterday, kidnapping and detaining people. 2 days ago, they kidnapped people immediately after that Ape Obi Shrine along that express, almost close to that army checkpoint in front of Samuel Madoka University, and the kidnappers were even shooting and the soldiers didn't even care about what was happening near them. Make you people know that the kidnappers you are seeing there are also the soldiers. That's the simple truth. We need to tell ourselves the truth. And they are Fulani full soldiers. All of them is repentant Boko Haram kidnappers. They just initiate them into the system and send them to the southeast for them to continue their ill business of kidnapping and maiming people in a military uniform. One of our married sisters survived it 2 days ago by grace. Immediately, they kidnapped her, took her inside a bush. She fainted. They allowed her to regain herself and went out to that express to kidnap more people. That was how she escaped. Her car was recovered yesterday morning. Yesterday again, they repeated it. This always happens between 5, 6, 7 p.m. in the evening. Yesterday on, you can even see some passengers stranded and police vehicles parked. They were also watching what was happening at the front too. Even the police, who knows if they will come out today to kidnap as usual. This situation and this road has become worrisome. Let the authorities know what to do about it. Imagine a state that have 82 division military cantonment. Authorities should take note, because those bad eggs, both local and foreign bad eggs, are back in the kidnapping business. When contacted, the police public relations officer, where he named for Enugu State Command, where he named DSP Daniel Ndukwe, did not answer calls put across to him. He also did not respond to the text messages sent to him. How can he respond? Because they know what is happening. Meanwhile, the fate of those abducted is still unknown as of the time of filling this report. We don't carry waka going to Port Harcourt in the house of Rotimi Amechi, the former governor of Rivers State. Appeal court sets aside warrant of arrest against Amechi and others. A court of appeal sitting in Port Harcourt has set aside a warrant of arrest issued by the Rivers State High Court in a criminal suit for the Rivers State government against a former governor of the state, Rotimi Amechi, and 5 others. According to the news, Justice Chinwendu Nwogo had on the 17th of May 2023 issued a warrant of arrest against Amechi Patrick Tonye Cole, the Rivers State governorship candidate for the All Poverty Congress APC in the just concluded 2023 election, former commissioner for energy Augustine Mokocha, and 3 others which was challenged in the appeal court. A 3-man panel led by the Justice Joseph Ikei in an unanimous ruling on the application said the Rivers State High Court was wrong to have proceeded in the matter when the process was already being challenged at the appellate court. Daily Post report that the 3-man panel of the appeal court also set aside the warrant of arrest order issued against Amechi and 5 others and faulted the process of affecting service on the defendants. One of the counsels to Amechi and other defendant, Achinike Williams, said the ruling of the appeal court on the suit has put a stop to the illegality of the Rivers State government under former Governor Nyesom Wike. We don't carry waka go meet Peter Obi and the president of the Fulani government of Nigeria, Alhaji Ahmed Tinubu. Presidential Tribunal, Tinubu INEC kick as Obi tenders total PVCs from 32 states of the Federation. Peter Obi, anyway, continue. The Presidential Petition Court, sitting in Abuja on Wednesday, accepted as evidence a collection of documents detailing the total number of permanent voters card PVCs collected in 32 states before the 2023 general elections. In addition, the court also admitted documents reflecting the total number of registered voters in those states. Those documents were presented by the Labour Party candidate Peter Obi, who is alleging that the February 25th presidential election was unfairly skewed in favor of President Bola Tinubu of the All Poverty Congress (APC). Despite objections from the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) and the President Tinubu and the APC, the court admitted these SBs as evidence and labeled them PCN 1 to PCN 32. Additional witnesses were called during the proceedings. Dr. Chibuike Ugoke, a cybersecurity expert, presented a press release from INEC which raised concerns about the transmission of polling unit results to the IRF portal. Another witness is Mr. Onoja Sunday from the Women and Children Rescue Initiative, a non-governmental organization, collaborated earlier claims about the failure to upload results to the real IRV portal on the said day. On his part, Mr. Kefas, a civil servant and the ad hoc staff of the INEC during the election, recounted a discussion between the APC and PDP agents and confirmed the failure to to transmit election results. Despite these issues, collation took place in the ward level. Following these testimonies and objections from all respondents, the court postponed the hearing till today, Thursday, the 22nd. The case involving the candidate of the PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, was also deferred due to time constraints. The correspondents will open their defense once both Obi and Atiku conclude their cases on Friday. So the case will soon be officially opened. How can you not give us appointments after we stole, borrowed to make you president? Support group cries out to Tinubu. Wahala, no dey finish. An amalgamation of support groups to process across Nigeria's 36 states under the urges of G36, Renewed Hope Support Group, has urged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to compensate them for the sacrifices its members made on his behalf during the campaign and the election period. The support group will claim that their members borrowed, stole, begged to ensure that Tinubu wins the election. How and why? I don't understand. The group stated this during press conference on Wednesday, being yesterday. According to them, Your Excellency, you are a grassroots politician, so you are aware of the all we must have passed through during the election. Many of our support groups borrowed, begged, indirectly stole, and sold our properties to ensure victory for you at the poll. On this note, we are speaking in one voice, appealing you that we deserve to be compensated. With what? And let them give you Minister of Petroleum so that you will know that all you did is in vain. The group's leader, Samson Bisamani, noted that we know we cannot all be your ministers, special assistants, or chief of staffs, but you can appoint us into federal boards and agencies which are over 200 in number. We're gonna see on a demand now. Speaking further, Belesamit called the president's attention to how earlier amalgamated support groups disappointed them and pleaded with Tinubu to disband them. Your Excellency should dissolve the amalgamated and replace it with another name stated by Billy's men. This is because anything given under that umbrella will be cornered by few individuals could not account for millions given to us during the campaign, he added. Don't carry waka, go meet the Vice President of the Fulani government of Nigeria, Kashim Shettima. UK envoys comment on Tinubu's government policies on fuel subsidy removal. On Wednesday, June 21, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery, gave positive remarks about the policies introduced by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government a few weeks after his inauguration. Nigerian news report that the United Kingdom UK envoy was at the presidential villa, Abuja, today to meet with the Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima. Briefing State House correspondent shortly after the meeting with Shettima and other government officials, Montgomery said some big and important economic decisions taken by the incumbent leader are already being noticed worldwide. The British Commissioner to Nigeria said fuel subsidy removal and exchange rate reform would improve the business environment. Are you sure? According to him, the meeting with the Nigerian Vice President focused on issues ranging from trade, security, and defense to economic relations. Montgomery said, "We discussed our long-standing partnership between the UK and Nigeria. We have many areas of shared interest, including a good history of development and cooperation, some excellent trade and investment arrangements, and we have also have some good cooperation on the security and defense. As many of you we are seeing from recent talks, we also had good talks on home affairs and justice, and we have a great people to people links that mean education. We also discussed several issues to do with how we can improve our relationship in the future." How people can keep on supporting Nigeria in the future. Is that what they are discussing? We are waiting. I think we already have a good economic dialogue, but I think there is a great potential to do more. As I discussed with the Vice President, the big economic decisions being taken by this government are really important and being noticed around the world. The removal of fuel subsidy, the exchange rate reform, all of that create a much better investment environment for Nigerians and their counterparts. Montgomery noted that he was in London recently and has talks with ministers and British businesses in the finance, banking, and investment sectors, saying they all respond very positively to the first decision taken by the new government in Nigeria because it was to your people's advantage, not to Nigerians. I know. He added, "We know that there are tough times that are going on at the moment, inflation and unemployment. The Vice President and I also touched on some of the measures that might be possible to cushion the blow of some these economic pressures," according to the Montgomery. But I think the big issue is that these reforms help put Nigeria on a higher growth path. They will attract more investment, and the UK and the City of London see Nigeria as a big opportunity going forward. I will be doing my part to try to boost those and enhance trade and investment as well. On the decision of the British government to ban foreign students, including Nigerians, from bringing family members to the country as part of the new plan to cut immigration numbers, Montgomery said the issue was not part of his discussion with the Vice President. The UK envoy, however, said he would put the media debate in a wider context. He said that in 2022, the UK granted 3 million new visas, of which 325,000 of those visas were between Nigeria and the UK. So Nigerian visitors constitute over 10% of the people coming to London and the UK. On the issue of student visas, I would also like to provide the context. The number of Nigerian students coming to UK has increased 5-fold in the last 3 good years. It is a fantastic success story for our universities, and we are really delighted that so many Nigerians are coming to the UK, Montgomery added, saying that the issue about restrictions of people bringing dependents is not for Nigerians but many parts of the world. He said many students were trying to bring their dependents with them to the UK, And I think there are two issues here. The first is it is not always possible to find housing service to meet all the needs of all our existing students and population. Secondly, I think reasonable people will accept that we have to manage our visitors' numbers and that we have to manage migrations in and out of the UK, just as the Nigerian government does for your own borders, he stressed. We don't go again, no. They suspended the EFCC chairman, wey im name be Abdulrasheed Bawa, refused to tender statement at the DSS custody. His reasons is best known to him, but let us see whether at the end of this report there's anything of such. The suspended chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdulrasheed Bawa, has allegedly refused to put down his statement in the custody of the Department of Service, DSS. Bawa has gathered by Nigerian news and refused to cooperate with the secret police, saying his detention is unlawful, according to the small boy. According to the Sarah reporter, the suspended the EFCC boss told DSS investigators that they had no right to detain him without charges. Therefore, he would not write his statement. One of the inside sources on Wednesday told Sarah reporter that the detained EFCC chairman had refused to write statement to hold DSS. He told DSS they have no right to detain him without charges. He also accused of shading former governor of Zamfara State, Abdulaziz Yari, while helping him to hunt down his opponents. Another source also submitted that so far, since his detention, he has vehemently refused to cooperate with DSS investigators. It will be recalled that Bawa has been in detention along with the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, as both of them were suspended by the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and subsequently arrested and detained by DSS. It was reported that Emefiele named Bawa as an accomplice in the Naira redesign scam that rocked the country some months ago. Voila, not the finish. A source has said Emefiele, who is currently cooling his feet in the cell of the DSS, is the reason why the EFCC chairman has been detained overnight. Emefiele, who is cooperating with the DSS, claimed that Bawa was the one who raised a memo to former President Buhari Muhammadu, asking that the Naira should be redesigned to stain money laundering during the 2023 presidential elections. Bawa confronted him that he, Emefiele, the former Attorney General of the Federation, Malami, were the ones that came to him to raise the memo because they suspected Tinubu had warehouses stuffed with Naira notes, according to this confession of Mr. Bawa. The last year but not the least, Alex Oti means Sanwo-Olu in Lagos State. Photo is out there. The Abia State Governor, Alex Oti, on Wednesday met with Lagos State counterpart, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, over what? I don't know. Is it for Eba or for Gare? Nigerian News report that Sanwo-Olu media advisor, Gbenga Akosile, made this known in a post via his Twitter page, stating that the duo at the State House in Mariana. Although Akosile failed to reveal details of the meeting while sharing their photos, he tweeted, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu at Sanwo-Olu today received an audience, or in audience, the governor of Abia State at Alex Choma Oti at the Lagos House Marina, Lagos, handshake across the Niger. The meeting comes in the wake of the controversies trailing the demolition of the Alaba International Market in Ojo, Alaba local government area of the state. So, and I hear them, and I saw the thing take big. So my wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, anywhere where you do, they hear my voice. I beg, make it take this one. Use this one to step down because more news is still on the way coming to your doorstep. And as I promised, that it's gonna be fire for fire, back bows, now from back to back. Everybody, every chance must surely hear me, whether you like them or not. I, Okute, will be back with another blockbuster. Have a nice day, my wonderful people, the viewers and subscribers, the people who love me, and the lovers of Biafran freedom. My name never changed. I still remain Okute Daily Talk. Please continue subscribing, liking, sharing, and also commenting on all my videos. All the very, very necessary and very, very important. Until I come your way again, I still remain your one and only Okute Daily Talk. And my prayer is that may the good Lord bless us all, the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Have a nice day. Kachineke mezioku. Bye for now, mon name. Kemesiano.